Onde eu sento?
Tá.
Você é a terceira. É aqui. Ali.
Thank you, Web Summit. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us, too. We'll begin with a very interesting question, in my opinion. So, Guta, Fernanda, Pavel, why is marketing important today? And what has recently changed, in your opinion?
Do I start?
Yeah, you can start, yeah.
I can start. So, hi, everyone. I think marketing is important. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Cool. I think marketing is important today for the same reason it always was, which is to sell, to penetrate a market, to increase market share. But I think what's happening today, the difference is that we are a little bit hangover from all the performance marketing and the A/B testing and optimizing to the micro things. And we are kind of back to basics, to marketing fundamentals, and looking more as a unified strategy. I think that's a bit of the moment now.
And Purple Metrics, what are you seeing that sort of points to this new marketing?
Sorry?
What Purple Metrics,
Yeah.
what do you see that points to this back to basics marketing?
At Purple Metrics, we see the entire metric. We model every metric of the company, every marketing metric, and we understand how conversion is happening. So I'm seeing integrated strategies. I'm seeing marketing teams starting to work together. So they were separated, marketing, branding, and performance, and we are seeing more and more CMOs unifying the strategy, unifying branding and performance. So I'm seeing teams working together more.
Really great. Thank you, Guta. And you, Fernanda?
Well, I think we are overloaded with channels. We have consumers changing the behavior all the time. Every time that we have a change in the market, as marketeers, we need to change these strategies. So that's why it's very important to stop, to think, to have a strategy to succeed in the market. So marketing is becoming every time more important.
And for you, Pavel, I think also if you can explain a little bit about Pit Global.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Jennifer, for this question. I'm so proud to be there. Thank you. I think, first of all, about your first question about marketing. I think that in our industry, digital marketing has become more diverse in the last 5-6 years. Maybe 5 years ago, you can reach your goals, you can reach your business tasks just using one platform like Google or Meta or something like that. But right now, if you want to have really good KPIs, if you want to have really good results from your marketing campaigns, you should use different types of platforms, different traffic sources, different services, tools, and so on. So I think that right now, digital marketing become much more difficult for every company, and I think that our mission and our goal is help our client to navigate through this huge digital marketing landscape.
I'd like to add something here because we're talking about metrics, we're talking about information, and you're talking about platforms. But there is something that I think that's going to change the way how we do marketing. That's putting the customer in the center of our strategy. Because with more information, I can make a marketing more customer-centric.
Yeah.
And if we can see each of our customers, you asked what we can do different. If you look at the customer in a different way, better than I look to the scenario or to the market or to the competitors, if I understand more about my customer, I can have a more successful strategy. I do believe in that.
So since you touched on that topic, Fernanda, can you tell a little bit, because the next topic would be about growth marketing. but we have growth marketing for companies that are B2B and companies that are B2C. And yesterday you're explaining to me why you think sometimes B2B is very close to many of the characteristics and factors of B2C. So if you could tell a little bit about that.
It's something that we like talking about because people think that B2C is more emotional and B2B is more rational. And actually, it's not true because B2B is also emotional. Carolina Nucci is somewhere here, and yesterday in her talk, she said that being human, having a more humanized marketing is not about being fluffy or nicer or good for people, but it's looking at your customer and understanding what he wants, what she wants. When I talk about B2B, people also take decisions thinking on how they can be promoted, how can I be a better professional, how can I make something better for my company. So there is an emotional there that can be confidence, can be security, can be a hope of getting a better result. And this emotion is very important and touches very, very much the decision maker. So I think that in a different way and talking about different desires and needs, every customer needs to be understood when you want to have a better marketing experience.
And
We are a
understanding
B2B company. Sorry,
Go ahead.
we are a
No,
B2B
good.
company, and we operate as we were B2C. We make TikTok videos. We operate the same, and it works. It does.
And understanding the consumer is also a big part of reaching the metrics and reaching the
Sure.
results that we want. And the purple metrics, you also measure that. And you were telling me about how this is very soon we're going to have a way to get all the specific return on investments. Can you tell a little bit about this?
I can. So what happens in brand marketing is that you don't expect an immediate behavioral outcome out of the communication. So if you do stuff like PR or influencers or you come to events, it's not always you expect someone to purchase something or to register or whatever action brings return to the company. So it's very difficult to understand how this type of marketing is performing. And what we were able to do using our own machine learning models is that we could include branding in the journey, and now we can spot how it is performing. So we can see, for example, awareness campaigns starting to perform 2 or 3 weeks after the campaign was on. But probably people were looking or were searching for it and talking to friends and stuff like that. And we can see influencers. We know how much, not through a coupon or whatever, but we know for the movement of the channels, how this is increasing other channels, and then other channels, and then the performance. So yeah, that's how we are measuring brand marketing.
That's great. That's amazing. Pavel, you're building a global platform for global brands to grow with marketing. Can you explain what you're seeing today with those companies?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, Kit Global is a global marketing platform, as I say, and we operate in different countries and provide our clients best digital marketing solution in all over the world. And our focus is on performance-based marketing with a strong commitment, pay for result. It could be mobile marketing, it could be affiliate marketing, influence marketing, or something like that. So we try to focus on results and guarantee strong KPIs to all our clients. And I think that for every company, especially for startups, it's very important not just working in your local country, but expand your operations to other countries, maybe to global market. And it's really difficult to find good partner, good agency who can help you in your region. So we help them to achieve these goals. As example, Our good client and good friends company InDrive, right now they're unicorns. But when we start working with them, it was a small startup. We're just working with them in Europe, and then they moved to Latin America, and we provide them more than 200,000 installs with the strong KPIs in Mexico, Colombia, and the other regions. And right now, InDrive is a really huge company in Latin America. So I think that for every startup, it's really important to think not just about one market, but think in future and try to expand your business in other countries and other regions.
I like that you brought a case, because I think the one thing that people will remember when they leave this stage to go to the next one is the stories. So I think we have a few minutes left. So I'd like to hear stories, so short stories, about things that you have encountered with your clients or maybe co-workers, partners. So stories that illustrate what you're looking at when you think of marketing.
All right. So in one of our clients, we found out they have channels that work from 4 to 15 weeks from when the content is posted. So it's YouTube, blogs, everything that goes deep into content. So now they can plan ahead, because they know if they produce content now, it will start to work in a month, and it will last for another 3. So that's interesting to know. And we also know what are the leverages that work in short term. So if you want to increase sales tomorrow, what should you do? And they know the channels. But I think the main thing they found out is that their main traffic, their main source of sales was influencers. And we found out it was 100% almost correlated to every other source summed together, which means probably people are just going to influencers to pick the coupon, use the discount, and buy. So it would work in any channel, probably, as it is working from influencers. And since they were using coupons, they were thinking influencers were generating the sale and convincing people. But it's almost impossible that this will behave in exactly the same way as everything else. So probably the sale, we can see in the data, is being generated by other type of channels like awareness campaigns, and people are just using influencers to get the discount. And we only found that out because we could see the data. Not in a multi-touch distribution way, but in a more sophisticated data processing.
No, that's a great case here. I'll continue with stories, but more, I think, stories about the future. So we were talking yesterday about AI, and it's one of the big questions here at Web Summit. So how can AI change this marketing, and what would be the implications of that?
Well, I think AI is something that's not for the future. It's totally present. At Stratlab, we already use AI, not for asking ChatGPT for writing content, but to help us understand better the market, what is being consumed, trends, and to provide information about how my customer probably is going to behave in a few months. So I think we're going to be every time more involved with AI, and the new generations. I'm quite worried right now and studying about new generations, because for them, it's, for me, that I've seen internet be created. When I was born, my TV was black and white. So I came along with the technology evolution. But those guys that are like my kids, or who is being born today, they haven't seen this evolution, so they don't know what's real, what's not real, what's fake, what's not fake. So I think we have a very big responsibility on helping to not only to regulate AI, but also to understand how to use AI in a better way, because it's going to be like everyday work, and we are going to have synthetic peers, not only humans working. So I don't know how this world is, but I know that I have a responsibility today to create this future.
And yesterday you mentioned about you told a short story about like a bride, soon-to-be bride, wearing her dress for the first time, and the biochemicals that are involved with that, and also, so you could tell that very short story.
Yeah, it's because Harari says, Yuval Harari, in his one of his books, he says that every time that we touch something that's really bright to us, that gives us an answer or a new vision on something, there is a biochemical reaction that happens with us, and it's like when we see first love or when we have the first baby. And I used to compare it for commercial, in my commercial vision, to when a bride chooses the dress. I'm very fond of say yes to the dress. I don't know who else is. But every time, the bride comes with a $2,000 budget, and she says, it's the only money I have. And she, tries 1, 2, 3 dresses, and none is good. But then comes $14,000 US, and she puts the dress, and she cries, and the mom cries, and the father cries. And then everybody looks at the bride and say, yes, we don't know how you're going to pay this $14,000 US, but it's going to happen. And it's the same when the customer touches a good marketing campaign. If he feels something different, an insight, that he has an answer, your product, your solution values more. He pays more for our solution.
And hopefully they won't find soon a way to mimic that synthetically. Pavel, can you talk a little bit about AI and then Guta too, please?
Yeah.
First of all, I want to tell you a very short story. And in such amazing team, I think that my story should be about partnership and friendship. So in Kid Global, one of the main value is the partnership. And I see that, as I mentioned before, marketing landscape become more and more diverse. So I think that every marketing company all over the world should collaborate to each other, try to find some solutions, how to work together, how to create some synergy between our expertise, between our knowledge and products. So I believe that future of digital marketing is on collaboration, in partnership, in expertise that we can share with each other. And about AI, I think that it's a really great tool, and this tool will change a lot, not just digital marketing landscape, but all our life. But it's just tool. So I think that the main question is how you work with it. And in our experience, the best results from generative AI you can have only using your own data. And when you use your data, when you enrich this data with external data providers, you can make all results from generative AI much more effective than just if you use regular version, something like that. So I think that future of performance marketing is data-driven marketing, is working with your own data. So just my recommendation for every company, especially for startups, start to collect your own data, understand better who are your clients, understand better who are your customers, and then it will help you a lot in using different tools, especially AI.
I have 30 seconds to go through it. I think in the future, think of it, how we define OKRs now. It's not scientific. So someone says we need to grow 15% this year, but it's not based on data. So, and then a CMO gets $1 million extra in budget because they have to grow 15%. And I think in the future, and we are already forecasting results on purple metrics, but you gotta be able to forecast are you able to hit the target? And are you in the way of hitting the target? So I think we will be a lot more scientific in what we make, why, what we talk about. And I think the only problem is that AI can only run on data, and it's more easy to measure performance than branding. So we need to organize our data ASAP all across marketing so we can input it into the models.
Thank you, Guta. Really looking forward to the future of marketing, where you tell stories, but you also measure it better. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Web Summit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer.